Hey there, guys, and welcome to episode 6 of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, once again, and I am also joined by Ben from Corner Flag Games. Mate, how are we?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. After a little bit of a week's break, I figured if the Jets could have a week off, I figured why not give us an early week off ourselves?
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. It took the entire week off work.
Absolutely beautiful. Obviously, before we get into this week's episode, I would like to thank Save the Humans for my new intro. Be sure to go check them out. I'll leave all their links and details down below at the end of the episode. I believe they've got shirts and some stickers available as well, and they are playing they're booked in for the 11th of January, I think, at the Station Hotel in Hamilton. So be sure to get along to that, and obviously see they may have a few little gigs here and there, obviously throughout the remainder of this year. So yeah, great band, local band, obviously from Newcastle, and happy to support all the local bands or musos and talented people out there on the show. This week's episode, we will be talking obviously about our first win of the season against Western United, and we'll talk a little bit obviously about the upcoming fixture this week against Western Sydney Wanderers, which for me obviously it's a must win. It's a bit, we need to continue obviously on from where we left off against Western United. Obviously, a lot of people weren't too impressed with having winning the game, then straight into a bye, and then having to play again. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people probably would have settled, or would have been hoping for obviously another fixture. But it is what it is. Obviously, we had a couple of blokes out through international duty, so gave them a good week off, obviously, to recover from the travel and jet lag and so forth. But we'll get into it, mate. Obviously, we started off with as you and I were quite surprised just a minute ago, a 4-2-4.
Yeah, no, it's not something I picked up on watching when we did watch the game. In saying that, though, we do apologise in advance, saying that we were going to be at the game and that we weren't at the game. Unfortunately, things did crop up and both of us were unable to attend.
Yes, I'll put my hand up and blame work, 100%. Bunch of arseholes. But yeah. So unfortunately we didn't get down there. Big shout out to Vandenberg and obviously all the lads and ladies that obviously got down and watched the boys and got them home. Obviously, it would have been a good game to go down and watch, obviously, for our first win. But unfortunately, things happen. So obviously, what do we have, mate? We had Katumbas on the left, top of Stanley, Jackson through the middle, Miller on the right, Stevie Eugene, BK in the middle, Thurgate on the left, Petrados, Fitzgerald through the middle, and Hoffman would make out the final four up front. So no out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
Safe to say it showed.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, we definitely missed the presence of obviously someone like a Ryo or your
even Kane Shepherd.
Yeah, which is exactly what I was trying to spit out of your mouth. Kane Shepherd and obviously, Wes obviously is the main one as well. But yeah, it definitely showed. We looked pretty flat for the whole 90 minutes, to be fair, in my opinion.
I don't think we looked flat. I don't necessarily thought that we played, all out. But yeah, we were good in patches, mind you. Western did look good in patches as well. They completely dominated that second half and just threw everything in the kitchen sink at us. But at the end of the day, they made no major renovations.
Yeah. As I should say, sorry. In flat, I mean, our performance wasn't so much flat. Just obviously the formation and the way we went forward. You know what I mean? If we moved forward, we pretty much moved forward as a team, and everyone went. And then obviously, if we had to track back, I think everyone was back behind the ball.
It was very much with a 4-2-4, that sort of formation as well. You would have expected in the second half for that to drop from a defensive 4 to a defensive 6, putting in Steven Ugarkovic and Kanarowski as well, sort of just sitting in front of the two centre backs, but that's still basically a flat back line anyway. And I dare say that Nicky Fitzgerald and Jason Hoffman sort of would have tucked into a more central midfield role, if anything else, and just sort of compress the field down.
Your thoughts as in the formation more so for the fact that we didn't have strikers, or more so for the fact that we didn't get the result we probably should have against Perth the week before, and that was merit going right.
Probably a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, if we'd had the right sort of players, I dare say he still would have gone with with our standard 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
Without the lack of a recognised striker, I don't see any other way that he could have set up. To be brutally honest, I just naturally assumed that we were going with the 4-2-3-1 with Hoffy leading the line.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, obviously, we it was pretty even in the shots and shots on target sort of scenarios. So, and obviously, as I said, the second half, they sort of started really pepper us with friggin' shots.
They came at us.
So, as I said, the 19 to 15 in their favour of shots, majority of theirs didn't come until, I'd say, the last 15 to 20 minutes of the game. Saying that, obviously, they dominated in possession. Their passes were nearly double ours. They beat us in accuracy and so forth. We pipped them in the yellow card department, so you got to take something out of it, including the 3 points.
Yeah, we'll take it, mate. It may not have been pretty, but we took it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there was a fair few standouts in the game. Obviously, we won't go man of the match at this point, but obviously, players that impressed, mate. Obviously, that have stood up from the weeks gone.
Good to see Gussie Thurgate get out there and look. His goal. He was for a youngster that really hasn't had the real push just yet. He looked when he launched onto that ball to run at Philippe Curto. He looked so composed.
Yeah,
he looked so composed on that ball. I knew that was going in before he even got to touch that ball.
Yeah, and he'd been trying obviously previous to that as well. He missed one not long before that.
I tend to think that Dimmy sort of went a little bit missing.
Yeah,
not for the entire game. In patches, he was very much missing. I don't think the formation sort of caters to him. I think he just sort of needs that extra, man forward as a focal point to look for. In playing with a flat four up front, a lot of his passes are going to be more sideways than forward. So he may think that he might not have achieved a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And it sort of does look that way. But to the keen-eyed, he did work, but he found it very difficult in the early stages of the game to sort of work out where he was and what Gussie was doing. Because we all knew that Gussie would have been the one that was going to get further forward than him.
Yeah. Look, obviously we'll talk a little bit more about obviously Dimmy in Team of the Week, but for me, I'm sort of with you, mate. I don't think he done enough to crack the Team of the Week, so I'm amazed that he made it. Compared to probably some people that may have missed out. Even for the Jets, I think Ben Kanerowski had a great game. I think he played out of his skin. He was, he was always back defending when he had to, and obviously he was trying to get forward, obviously to make, get the passes through to obviously your Thurgates and so forth up front if needed as well.
And me and you did have the conversation earlier this week that Ben Kanerowski is not there to play the ball. Ben Kanerowski is there to punch people up.
Yeah, look, as I said, and this is me just being, my own opinion and so forth. I said, as you said, we were talking about it and talking about him and past players and players in general of the Jets. And, for me personally, as I said, his skill on the ball is somewhat, for me, non-existent. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's not what he's there to do. It's not his job. It's not his role to beat and skin three players and hold the ball up and try and feed people.
His job is there to
He's an
stand in
enforcer.
front of Steven Ugarkovic to be the brick wall, so Steven Ugarkovic has the time and the space to be able to stop, look up, assess his options, and play the ball.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I've always said to you, hey, Steven Ugarkovic is like the deep-lying playmaker, whereas Kantarowski is the enforcer. He's there to protect him.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about Western United. I don't know. They look for me. I don't know that they were missing. You know what I mean?
Like they were very much lacking.
It really hurt them, obviously, with Risdon not being there.
Risdon was there, but sort of not there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not calling him. Yeah. I mean, he definitely wasn't at his best at the same time.
Yeah, he was half a step behind. He'd just been off the flight as well. But they were really missing Kone.
Yeah,
really missing Kone. Like the first half, they were a step and a half behind the entire way.
Yeah. Quite disappointed. Obviously, I thought we may have got our first glimpse of Voyot's obviously not playing for us anymore. But at the same time, you like to see players, especially like Ivan Voyot, get a chance, and he's definitely got the calibre to have a crack.
Yeah.
When he's going to get it, I don't know.
At the end of that's the thing. I mean, don't get. I've made no attempt to hide the fact that I do love a bit of Ivan Vojica. He is one of my faves, but I reckon I've seen more coverage of him on the television sitting on the bench for Western United than what I did the entire time he was at the Jets.
Yeah, and it's
which is sad, but and especially when he turns around and he's had to make the move. It was obvious from day one that Ernie doesn't rate him. But I think he's quite talented, and for the past season and a half, I think myself and a few others have been crying out for him to have game time. He can be an A League starter at a club. Mm-hmm. There's no two ways about it. He just needs the time to be able to cement himself. And we're talking about the way that he could sort of switch up with Connor Payne.
Yeah.
But both of them are both very sort of different. They play a very different wide role.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in saying that, obviously, Mark Rodin's brought him in because he sees something in him.
Yeah, look.
And he's willing to take a chance on him. When that chance will be.
Yeah, the biggest problem he's got is obviously I feel, unless obviously other than injuries, the only way he's going to get into the squad is if he's going to play in the midfield. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's not going to take Calver out, or he's not going to take Gulam out. You know what I mean? Durante's solid as a rock. So, yeah, it's going to be, as you said, your Connor Paynes, maybe your Chapmans and stuff like that who, if they get injured and so forth, or Ristons on the international.
Yeah, take their week before game. They were happy to slot Chapman into the centre of defence instead of playing him in his traditional defensive midfield.
Yeah.
And play somebody else in the defensive midfield, then maybe shuffle the back three.
Yep.
Like Ivan can play on the left-hand side of a back three.
Correct.
He can. His only problem that he's got to have is that he does like to get forward. So.
Yes.
But at the same point, unlike Connor Payne, he'll get forward, but he'll get back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so maybe putting him in the left-hand side of a back three might stop that problem that a lot of old Jets fans had with Ivan Vojica being caught out behind too much because he can't get forward.
Yep, yeah, fair enough, absolutely.
And to me, when he was at the Jets, that was probably the only part of his game that I would criticise.
Yeah. It's probably obviously another thing for me. I think I noticed in the game. Obviously, we shut Berisha right down. He played 90 minutes.
Berisha was in Lockie Jackson's pocket all game.
Mate, played 90 minutes and obviously hardly seen a sniff until about, as I said, like the last 15 minutes or so, where he probably should have put two away.
And to quote Brendan Speed, if looks could kill. I think the quote I used to you was, if looks could kill, Berisha would be hired on as Melbourne's worst assassin.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, that was from this week gone. Obviously, against the Central Coast, he wasn't too impressed getting chopped off there. But at the same time, as we said, who does? You know what I mean? If you're not winning, and you feel that at the end of the day, he's a striker. He wants to score goals, and he feels that he can make the difference, and he can score the goal to level them or win.
And
the
he
game.
still can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He'll get many more chances, and he'll score plenty more goals this year. But good on the boys in the back line for obviously keeping him at bay. Which will probably bring us into obviously man of the match sort of territory. We're talking about Berisha not being able to get on the score sheet and so forth. Mossy for me, obviously.
Mossy, hands down.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could probably pick anyone else to be man of the match. To be fair, he saved our asses.
We might have had a 6-man defence, but that man was on bloody fire.
Thank
he
Christ.
was. I haven't seen Mossy play a game like that in ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's obviously good to see. Obviously, at his age, obviously, and getting closer to retirement than his early years. So, good on Mossy obviously for doing his job, and obviously Boogs and so not bad Boogs, bloody Topper Stanley. Obviously putting in a good shift with Lockie Jackson again for me. Not doing anything, pretty much having the exact same week as he had a week before.
Yep. I'd take it every week.
Mate, if he plays like that, I'm telling you
if
right
Lockie
now.
Jackson plays like that every week, I can tell you right now, Boogs is going to find himself pretty damn well hard to get himself back in that back line.
Yeah, which was obviously going to be my last sort of topic on the game, other than a great result, was going to be Nigel Boogaard not getting on the pitch at all. Second week on the bench. And, probably we'll talk Perth. Obviously, we probably should have won that as well.
Hands down.
And obviously, he didn't play. And then, obviously, same thing, Western United didn't play, and obviously we ended up getting the result. Is it time? Is Boogs? I don't know how you want to put it. Because obviously you don't want to sort of say, look, it's time to go, mate. Time to give it up. But I think he's starting to realise it himself. I think he's come to the point that this is most likely going to be his last season.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, look,
and it's a shame.
Look, at the end of the day, that's it. Your time's up. Your time's up. You know what I mean? You probably find that Durante thought his time was up. You know what I mean? He sort of got to help calling from his ex-boss. Is my opinion.
But at the same point, at his age, he's still putting in a shift every week.
Yeah, fitness, everything else. He lasted about 80 minutes, I think, against us.
Yeah. A lot of people have been calling for Lockie Jackson to get a good red hot go for, 4 or 5 years now.
He's been given plenty of goes. Don't be.
He's been given plenty of goes. And the last time I remember he had a good go and fluffed it up was when he got absolutely turned inside out by Milos Ninkovic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But yeah, look, we can sit here and go ramble on about obviously the game itself. It was good to get the 3 points. It was good to do it. I think we've probably, I wouldn't say our second string side because we don't really have two sides to play with, but
a weakened side, nonetheless.
Yeah, with a side where we've had blokes out, even with Redenton, not most people's favourites, but at the same time, even having him as a possible substitute is fantastic. When you've got the likes of Langlos, Simmons, Petrados, and Boogs, that's a pretty weak backline other than Boogs, obviously in experience.
Yeah. There's
not many games between those three other guys.
No.
When you compare it to, obviously your Hamels, your Stematolopoulos.
Well, Hamel was what? Club captain of Western Sydney Wanderers last season. Nobody's seen or heard from him since he moved to Western either.
No, that was friggin' that was bloody Risdon was the captain. But yeah, Risdon was captain of Western Sydney. But yeah, Hamel.
Yeah, but Hamel was club captain.
He was Hamel, then you got Voyotza, you got Burgess, you've got Appiah, who have got
danger players,
plenty of game time, plenty of A League under their belt.
Yeah.
So it was a good fight and it was a good win for the boys. So we'll take that. Obviously, we'll move on to Western Sydney and hopefully get a another 3 points, and I think last time we played them, bloody Gus had a nice outing there as well. So with his first goal.
Well, what can we say, mate? We don't manage to get ourselves 3 points very often in Melbourne, but when we do,
yeah, they're always memorable.
Yeah,
3 points in Melbourne's always going to be memorable.
Oh yeah.
Well, from every experience I've been and watched and witnessed, anyway.
Yeah.
We will obviously talk a little bit about Western Sydney. Obviously, you know, it's it's the same thing week in, week out. We can probably just bypass it by saying team list has been announced. The only inclusions are the 3 blokes that have come back from international duty. The only two blokes that are out are obviously Shepherd and Wes, which again I'm not unhappy about. The fact that we've got no injuries other than those two when they've been out since before the season even started, which is great.
Yeah, which is basically a make do without.
Yeah, so 7 rounds or whatever it is in, and no major injuries since day one of the competition, which is good. It's going to be no easy feat though. Western Sydney, they're firing at the moment. They're playing pretty good
Dropped
football.
Off in recent weeks though.
Yeah, I think it's not so much. Not so much. I don't think. Yeah, not so much the comp. I don't think it's them personally. I think it's just more the competition that they've come up against, and it's no Central Coast or your lower teams like Brisbane and so forth. But look, you're gonna find Jajewski's gonna have a point to prove. He played 20 minutes of last week or whatever it was with a freaking bandage around his mouth. Like, for Christ's sake, he looked like the Walking Dead.
And then he jumps himself on TV.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'd take him as a pundit when he retires.
Yeah, he'd be a good pundit. Bit of a joke. He's got to be better than Archie Thompson. He shits me out the wall.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
But in saying that, a little bit of not so much history, but a little bit of food for thought.
Ooh.
That we are now in round 7?
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll be going into round 8.
Yeah.
We'll be going into round 8. Western Sydney Wanderers have not got 3 points since round 3.
Wow, really?
Yep. And that was against Sydney, 1-0 in the Sydney Derby.
Jesus.
Round 4, they drew 0-0 with Brisbane. Round 5, lost 2-1 to Western United. So if maths is correct, we beat Western by 1. Western beat Western Sydney. We beat Western Sydney. Isn't that how that works?
Pretty well.
But yeah, they lost 2-1 against Western United. Round 6, they had a bye.
Yep.
So, yeah, last round they had the bye. No, not last round. Round before they had the bye.
Mm-hmm.
And then Melbourne City with the Jamie McLaren hat-trick sunk them 3-2.
Yeah, it's pretty unlucky when you come up against McLaren at the moment. He seems to be just banging in goals for fun. So I'm hoping we get City either when he's injured or friggin' he's on international duties or something, for Christ's sake.
He always has, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's always been a good finisher. He just seems to be doing it a lot friggin' more regularly than what he has been in past seasons.
Well, it's more of the fact that he can do it in the A League, yeah, but it's that next step that's sort of eluding him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting fact, obviously, the fact that we are currently sitting in 9th.
Yes.
I know obviously a lot of people have been saying, obviously, 2 buys in 7 weeks, la la la, is it going to be a drama or is it going to be a problem? Well, if you really want to look at it, that means we've only played 5 games compared to others who have played 7.
Well, yeah, Victory have got the same points as us. They're sitting 1 place below us and they've played 2 more games than us.
Correct. So, we can pick up 6 points in the 2 games that obviously we've got in hand.
Yeah, we'll jump in. Even if we just go the 3 points for the one of the games that we've got in hand and make it 6, which is basically the majority of the table, that still jumps us 1 point above the coast into the 6.
Correct.
It's still pretty tight down the. It's actually, to be fair, it's actually pretty tight across the entire table.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only downside about it is these days is we're just there's no easy games anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we witnessed that obviously in was it City versus Brisbane when O'Donovan second half hat trick or whatever it was to end up beating them up there in Brisbane. You know what I mean? Like there's no way no one would have had that after 20 minutes into the game. There's no way they were like, Brisbane are done. They're gone for all money. So any team can beat anyone on any given day. Wellington's looking good. They're not winning. They haven't won anything, but they're still looking good.
They're still looking good.
You know what I mean? Like they're...
And as much as it hurts me to say it as well, after watching the Coast play Western United the other week as well, the Coast aren't looking too bad themselves.
Yeah, I think the only enjoyment out of
For the first time in years, if you're a Mariners supporter, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if you're a Mariners supporter, now is the time to get behind your side.
Go.
Now is it's just the Mariners are now where they are, where we were 4 years ago, or just before Martin Lee bought the Jets. You know, they're getting there. They've gone through their shit point.
Yeah,
it's time for them to push.
I will say though, it is good to see Melbourne.
You too can make an A League. You too can make an A League grand final and lose it to controversial VAR circumstances, mate. There's hope.
I don't somehow I don't think it's going to be victory this year though. It's good to see them having a bit of dramas at the moment.
But again, we all knew that this would happen after Muscat left.
Oh yeah, 100%. You can't expect it.
It's gonna take time. The annoying part about it is that the Melbourne Victory fans, and it's been stated in mainstream media as well, they're used to winning. They don't like to lose. They don't know what it's like to lose.
Yep.
So they get all snitchy.
Yep.
And that's just, from a lot of the Melbourne Victory supporters that I know, it's typical of them.
Yes, very much so. Well, we will talk a little bit about Matchday Saturday. So I do believe that it was stated, obviously, on Terrace Novocastria's Facebook page, which is the Newcastle Jets' new fan base, that what do we got? We've got kickoff, 7:30 kickoff at McDonald Jones Stadium. The United Sports Club at Adamstown, just across the road from Adamstown Rosebud Soccer Club, from I believe 2 p.m. I do believe they've got Sid Fogg's have got buses that you can jump on a Sid Fogg bus. Don't quote me on the times or anything like that, but you can get a bus from there over to the stadium, which is obviously good, thanks to those guys. Then I believe everyone else is meeting at the General Roberts from about 6 o'clock with a march at 6:45. Yeah. Obviously, everyone under the age of 18, obviously, if you don't want to, if you're not with an adult or anything like that, and you can't get into the General Roberts, the park across the road, the guys will virtually walk straight through there on their way to the stadium. So feel free to jump in there and get into it and sing along and chant
and the scarves, mate. They're due to arrive tomorrow.
Have a bit of fun. Yeah, and that was my next topic, mate. I know you're keen. Just relax, calm down.
I just want one. I just want one.
Well, you might miss out, mate, because you're in Melbourne, and Matt Vandenberg has stated that they are due to drop into his lap sometime tomorrow, being Friday.
Vandy, do me a solid, mate.
You wait in line like the rest of all the other friggin' interstate people.
Yeah, I know, it's frog shit, but hey. I mean, I don't expect them to post it to me, but...
It's a shit thing to happen, isn't it?
It's just fucked.
She doesn't be an interstate fan.
Hey, I pay my membership.
Where was I going with that? Sorry.
Bet you some of the people that will get the scarves don't even have memberships. But I'll leave that alone.
Calm your farm.
I said some. I know that there are some that do have quite large memberships and that are quite involved.
Mate,
it wasn't a dig at them, and they know who they are.
Mate, that's just trying to tell me that friggin' you've been a supporter of the Jets since for donkey's years or whatever it is, and you buy a membership.
I don't profess that.
You buy a membership or whatever it is, but you don't come to games. Plastic fans. David Loudfoot.
Yeah. You've already used that joke once this week with me. You can't use it again.
Get in your car, get on the train, get your ass up to the stadium and support the boys. Drink the beer, grab your scarf, and then piss off back to Sydney. Anyway.
Can you get one at MJ Stadium?
Oh, I'm sure. If you're in Laurie's back pocket, you probably can.
Oh yeah.
Shandies for days. What was I going to say for that? Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Before you totally sidetracked me. So the scarves are due to drop tomorrow, being Friday. They will be available for purchase from the General Roberts from 6 p.m. It is pretty much first in, best dressed. There's no real holds or anything like that. So if you get there, don't quote me on the price, but I'd say you're looking at around $20-$25. If you're like me, feel free, scavenge up all your 5-cent pieces, give them to Vandenberg. I'd love to see it. Send me a photo or video of it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
There's nothing that'd excite me more than watching friggin' Vandenberg sort out $25 worth of 5 or 10 cent pieces.
I'd laugh so hard.
And he would too. He would. No, I'm not trusting you, mate. I'm counting it. If you give me $20 and it's meant to be 25.
It's a bit like his video the other week where he didn't want to leave the house to get his Uber Eats, so he just grabbed a pole.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, as I said, guys, scarves will be available. Get one, wear it with pride. Get into Bay 1. As I said, get behind Terrace Nova Castria and all the boys there who are trying to get it revamped and obviously get the supporter base back to where it should be. Congratulations again to Eddie Edwards, I believe it was, the competition winner for the 2 first class lounge. 2 tickets to that. Enjoy that because I was spewing when my name wasn't read out.
I didn't even go into it.
Friggin', that'll be good. That'll be a bloody good thing. So thanks to Laurie and the Jets, obviously, for putting that on for the fans and everything else. Just going through a list of obviously, thank yous and obviously community stuff here. So bear with me. The guys at Three Bears Kitchen have been nominated for a Reader's Choice Award. So get behind those guys, back them. Good partners, obviously the Jets, and they do have obviously great food and great coffees and so forth. So get down there and enjoy that. And
can't beat a Melbourne coffee, mate.
Can't beat a Melbourne coffee, mate. You can in Newcastle with a bit.
We are the coffee state, mate. Three
Bears Kitchens, mate. Will trump any Melbourne coffee. I'm telling you now. So suck on that. What was I going to say? I will say on behalf of obviously a few of the guys behind Terrace Nova Castria, thanks to everyone who's jumped on board and liked the Facebook page and so forth. I believe we're over 1,000 members.
Yeah, we are.
Probably well and truly over it now as I'm not looking at it, but thanks to obviously everyone.
It doesn't give plebs the actual readout anymore.
Fair enough.
So yeah, as a normal follower on it, you can't see how many likes and stuff it's got anymore. Only the owner of the group can.
Well, there you go. I'm sure I'll track
down. Which is bullshit, but
I'll track down the owner. I'll get you an update next week. The exact figure of what we're at.
I think it's on the Facebook page anyway.
There you go. There's plenty going on against Western Sydney Wanderers. I do believe kids under 16 are free. With obviously a paying adult, they've got about 20% off all tickets if you're not a member, obviously, and you're going to the game. What else was I going to say? There was something else in there that I can't remember now because I'm now just dribbling on, but I'm trying to get all the shit out. God.
Speaking of Laurie.
Oh yes, what's he done now?
That video of Agru's, very off topic, Agru's cartoon connection that come up from Sunrise that I shared to you earlier today.
Yeah, that you liked.
Yeah, he liked it.
Yeah.
He never likes any of my shit, but of all the things he does like.
Everyone loves a bit of Agro.
Used to love a bit of Agro's cartoon.
Oh, shit, yeah, absolutely. Get up a good hour and a half earlier than needed to for school just to watch a bit of Agro. Absolutely. Get behind it.
A bit of Amber,
a bit of Amber. We won't go into that one.
No, we'll continue.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, as I said, guys, Saturday as well. Obviously, actually, let's scratch all that from what I just sort of said. I know that obviously the guys are saying that from 2 p.m. down at Adamstown and obviously at the General Roberts, but at the same time, the girls are playing before us. It is a double header. So, again, it would be nice, obviously, for a lot of us to get down there and support them. 20% off all tickets, $20 general admission and Bay 1 tickets. Kids under 16 go free, thanks to the Greater Bank for sponsoring the girls.
At least they've got a sponsor.
Yeah, righto. It'll come. Inspiration Paint will just do us a solid.
You hear that, Joel?
I'll do us a solid, I'm telling you. They'll bail us out, come to the rescue. What was I going to say? We are talking about the girls. Obviously unlucky to them on the weekend just gone. 1-0 down to Western Sydney Wanderers, in fact. I believe...
Played well by all reports.
Well, they were dominated. They were lucky to stay 1-0 down. Trust me, from the stats that I read. I'm
just pulling them up now, but by all reports, I heard
it was pretty bad. 29.
I heard it was backs against the wall, but we held up.
Shambles, mate. Shambles. They struggled big time, and that's not being me being an arsehole. That was 29 shots to 5. Western Sydney. 9 shots on target to the Jets 0. Possession 71% to 29. Passes 528 to 217. 82 pass accuracy to 57. Do you want me to stop?
Yeah, stop there, because I've also just read that Katie Stengel's gone to bloody Canberra.
So yeah, look,
So what do we hope to achieve this W League season, mate? What are your thoughts?
Results are key, and that's not.
Will we get them?
I think we will get them.
Considering the upheaval of the squad.
How many we get is a different story, but we will get results. I know, I'm sure of it. But again, are we going to be contenders? I don't think so. But at the same time...
in news that did pop up today that I did read, unfortunately, Larissa Crumme is going to be out for the rest of the season.
Indefinitely.
Too.
Yes, that was the one I was trying to look for, but I couldn't find.
She's injured again. I found it popped up in my newsfeed earlier today.
Yeah. So she's gone and done an injury again, so she'll be gone for the season, which is a bit shite, but whatever, shit happens. There's not much we can do about it. It's I don't know. It's something that happens with the Jets, unfortunately. We don't do things.
It's a shame. We just can't catch a break, whether it be men's or women's.
Yeah, it's it. We don't do things in half measures. Yeah, they get injured, they're injured. That's the biggest problem. But yeah, talking about injuries and so forth, we will dissect into your favourite part of the show. We will.
My favourite part.
Well, I hope it's your favourite part. It's my favourite part. I hope it's the viewer's favourite part. We will indulge and we will dig into Laurie McKenna's magic hat. Take it away, champ.
Oh, McKenna's magic. He wears a magic hat. He used to coach the Coasties, but then he said that. He came to us to run the club, so that makes it all right. And when we win the championship, we'll sing this song all night.
Thanks again, mate. Obviously, muchly appreciated.
Thanks, Laurie.
Laurie McKenna's magic hat. Brought to you by Crossbar.
We don't have any sponsors.
Crossbar Capers.
Not yet. Anyone wants to throw us a cheeky sponsorship?
Absolutely. Vandenberg, get on Fox Sports.
Nah.
The Three Bears. I just plugged you guys. Plug my shit. Nah, I don't expect that.
Nah. No, it's something that in all seriousness, it's something that we haven't even discussed.
No.
Probably won't do.
No, and we're definitely not going to start. We are rambling. This is one of the worst podcasts, so I apologise. 12 o'clock, midnight on a Thursday is not the best time to be doing podcasts, especially when you're trying to
mate, get used to it because you're back at footy training now anyway.
Yeah, exactly right. So what was I going to say? Anyway, yes, talking about Laurie McKenna. I did speak to him.
Magic hat.
I did not get a major question to him per se, but he did give me some news on Kane Shepherd.
Ah, okay.
So it looks like he he's coming back and he's doing his recovery a lot quicker than what they expected. They were expecting him to be back maybe the end of Jan. It looks like that he should be right, obviously depending between now and then, but obviously the end of December. So so New Year's he should be well and truly looking to.
So he should be able to travel for both Melbourne games then.
Yes, that's the plan.
Cross fingers.
Yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, that's not end of December. We expect him to be back training. That's end of December.
On the pitch.
We would hope that he's doing enough right at training to get a look in for possible. We'll say spot off the bench.
Yeah. Let's not get too hasty.
Absolutely. So that's obviously good news. Obviously, we haven't heard much on Wes. Wes is just still up in limbo. I think it's just going to be more of a,
Wes is a bit touch and go because of his age.
Yeah. I think if we make finals, we may be able to have him available. But at the same time, if we've made finals without him, I don't think it's one of these things where you want to probably play him, unless you absolutely have to. And I don't care how good you are. I think if you've missed that much, if you've missed pretty much the whole season, it's probably a good thing to stick it out and just stay away. But anyway.
Oh, FYI, I found that article, sorry to jump back, about Larissa Cromer.
Yes.
Remember when she broke her leg in that clash with Adelaide United?
Yes.
It's post-surgery complications from that.
Rico.
That has ruled her out.
Sue the hospital. Find the surgeon.
But yeah, that's the reason why she's taken 12.
Right, yeah, bugger. Anyway, so that was me. So yeah, didn't really ask him a question, but again, feel free to pose any questions to me so I can ask him. Again, it was more so for the fact that I just really didn't have any questions to ask him, and I was talking to him and he said that. But I did ask him his player matchup, whatever you know. We'll stick with that. That sounds good. We'll run with that. And this week I gave him the two. Probably. Some people reckon it was hard. For me, I think it was a no-brainer. But Alan Shearer versus Thierry Henry.
Now I put holes through this last night while we were on the way home from indoor.
And we're not talking about the friggin'. It was in two different time eras and shit like that. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was two very different. It was still two very different times of the Premier League.
Alan Shearer played against Thierry Henry, so they played together. They played against each other, so they played in the same era. The end of story. How do you want to go about it, mate? Who would you pick?
Shearer.
Why? What's he done that Thierry Henry hasn't done?
Well, again, they're just two different.
Much, to be fair.
They're just, not much. There's they're two very different types of player. Alan Shearer's come through in the years of the rough and tumble.
Yeah.
Broken bones, crunching tackles, that sort of thing, and won his Premier League winners' medal at the only time he wasn't at Newcastle.
Blackburn, yeah.
With Blackburn, yeah.
Absolutely.
He is a hard sort of working striker. Not to say that Thierry Henry isn't. I do think that Thierry Henry may be slightly more technically gifted.
Yes.
But again, two very different types of strikers, brought up through two very different eras.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alan Shearer
of the game. Yeah, Alan Shearer was your typical, I know I'm referring to another way back machine here, but Alan Shearer would have fit in perfectly with the crazy game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's that sort of player.
He was a poacher. That's him in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, poacher, but rough and tumble like your Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, but he was a poacher. He was just everywhere you needed to be.
Yeah, whereas Henry's he was a very technical player. Originally converted from a winger as well, I think.
Yeah. I think he started on the wing at Arsenal.
He started off as a left wing, didn't he?
Yeah, at Arsenal he did, yeah. So
and then Wenger converted him. But again, you can't deny that both have achieved massive things in their career.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, Laurie went with you, mate. He went Alan Shearer as well. Technically gifted, I believe was his words. Not skillful or anything like that. Just technically gifted. He was gifted. Alan Shearer was. It was a gift.
He was a hard worker too.
Oh, absolutely. 560 something games, I think it was for
the
club.
team.
No, that was in his whole and tie. But you know what?
Oh yeah.
You take out the 60 games or whatever it was, 500 for the two easy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cold hero.
The only thing he didn't do was bring it home. But you know, it's an England
but
thing.
But again, that's an English thing.
no one's that.
That's an English thing.
Can you imagine the praise that they're going to get when they walk off? Well, we'll say they're not going to do it at home. We'll say they do it.
If it actually comes home,
yeah.
mate, I'll probably be dead.
Could you imagine if it happens in England?
Oh, mate, there'd be a national holiday. There'd be a bank holiday.
Yeah, but you can't bring it home if you're already there.
Well, yeah, that's the other side of the point. If they win it the year that it's held in England, they can't bring it home because it never left.
They're gonna have to take it. They're gonna have to take it out.
They'll take it. They'll take it in the tunnel over to France and then drive it back.
Oh, yeah. Just to say,
so they can see it's coming home.
They friggin' would too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, thanks.
Big bank holiday.
Oh yeah, mate, it'd be going nuts. But yes, thanks again to Laurie for his 5 seconds of time. Muchly appreciated.
Thanks, Laurie, and I'm picking the player matchup next week.
Yeah, go nuts. I'd be happy with people.
I'll have to do a bit of me researchings.
Yeah, that was more of a 5-minute job at work. So I've been absolutely slim the last 2 weeks. I just went, oh, they're two solid strikers. I'll see what he says.
Yeah.
But again, obviously, as we've said previous weeks, if anyone's got any questions for him, obviously play mashups, whatever. Again, you just want to be
and everything.
Yeah, you just want to jump on the pod, obviously liven it up a little bit, so it's not just us two dribbling on week in, week out, which I'm sure can get very boring for everyone else watching.
I think, well, the viewer numbers don't lie.
Look, it's a little bit sad. We'll put it this way. Obviously, we had Paul on the other week.
Somewhere.
We had Paul on the other week, and friggin' they were through the roof.
Yep.
So, by all means, we're opening the floor to anybody. Super Dill, you want to jump on, mate? No dramas. Just don't talk.
Laddie, there's not right here for you, son.
Yeah, Laddie, absolutely. Jump on.
I'd be glad to have Laddie back again.
I wouldn't mind getting both of them on, the two brothers. That'd be funny as. That'd be
yeah.
The stories, the times. But yeah.
Vandy, mate.
Yeah, Vandenberg, absolutely.
Fucking get on here, mate.
Absolutely. We'll try
my scarf.
He told me that you're not getting one till the second batch because you want more than one.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind waiting for it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't want more than one. I want one, but Mrs. Corner Flag Games wants one too.
Yeah, no. He didn't say that at all, but I'm sure I can tee something up with him to make sure that you get the second batch.
I don't care. I just want one. I just want to.
Mate, I'm not expecting to get one, so don't stress. What was I going to say before we wrap it up? I'm going to say, yeah, once again, obviously, thanks to you, mate, obviously for jumping on, giving us your time at midnight on a Thursday night.
Mate, it's prime time for me. Everybody who's seen any of my stuff knows this.
Absolutely, good segue there. Trying to plug your shit on my friggin' channel.
No, I wasn't doing that. Although, before, I was a bit worried earlier because I did fall asleep and had a nap.
Oh, no. Nana naps. Oh,
yeah, haven't had one of those in a while.
You gotta love it when you're getting old and you doze off in the chair or whatever.
Both me and Sarah, both me and Sarah did on the bed. Kids are running around.
Far out. I was going to say, yeah, as I said, obviously, we'll be segued into himself and so forth. Yes, this is Ben's prime time for his channel. So be sure, obviously, if you love your FIFA and so forth, go over, check it out. He's, what are you doing at the moment, mate? Road to Glory.
Road to Glory with Scunthorpe and a mini Road to Glory with Western United.
Yeah, shit, eh?
Yeah. I tell you what, yeah, they've done a little bit better than what They played a lot better for me than what they do for Mark Rudan, put it that way.
Pretty easy when you're being controlled by a Muppet.
Well, yeah, but at the same point, it's the A League don't get a lot of love in the FIFA community, so
True.
go nuts.
Go nuts, as I said. Go check it out. His links and all that are obviously in the on the YouTube side down below. Obviously the content, all my details and so forth are there. Obviously the Facebook page and everything else. Be sure to like it. Be sure to subscribe. Tell your mates. Tell your friends. Your family members. Your dog. Whatever.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord, which is pretty much how we.
I'll have to put a section up there for you.
Which is pretty much how we create it all, and obviously another way of connecting with Ben, myself, and obviously a few other YouTubers and that are on there. What else we got there, mate? Before we friggin' wrap up, you got anything to add before I finish up?
Nothing off the top of my head. How did Arroyo go in his international?
I couldn't tell you 100%. I do believe though he played 90 minutes. So.
I'll have a look and see what happened.
Again, quickly confirm that, but I don't believe Redenton got game time, and I don't believe bloody Burns.
When was it? The 16th?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, it would have been close, something like that. They played Mexico.
They got belted 3-0.
3-0. There you go.
Yeah.
Did
Arroyo play?
Against Mexico. That's not bad. I'm pretty sure I heard he played. I haven't really looked at it. I was just sort of off a mate of mine said that he played, so. Again.
Arroyo come on as a sub.
There you go. Well, he got minutes at least. That's better than probably what Redenton and Bobby Burns got. So,
yeah. Good
on him. Good hit out, obviously, and yeah, good experience playing against a team like Mexico. They're no easy beats, so.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so that's about it, guys. We're going to wrap it up for this week. As I said, get down to the game on Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff. Jump in the Bay 1, obviously with the
lads,
with all the guys and girls and so forth of what are we? Bloody Terrace Nova Castro.
Terrace Nova Castro.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to say NCL then. Jump in there. Obviously, Laurie and Joel, I'm sure, will be over and so forth to try and rev it all up and everything else. They've got stuff planned. I think there's going to be. I don't think the big tifo is going to be.
We get the pyro this week.
I believe we do. I believe there is going to be some pyro. I believe we're going to try and compete with the block, which is good because I imagine they travel down in droves on a Saturday night. And yeah. So yeah, be sure to get there. Be sure to support the boys. Obviously, get your tickets. As I said, kids go free under 16. So happy days. You can't complain about that. I think they've got 20% off. Get into the General Roberts for your scarves and so forth. Say hi to the lads. Have a few beers. They're all pretty genuine blokes. Give Super Dill a call, mate, if you want to Uber home. If you have too many, I'm sure he'll be all over that stuff. Yeah, he loves a bit of cash. Oh, and actually, I think he might be in Vietnam.
He is. He's in the Nam.
I think he's in the Nam this week. He's going to be Southern Western United. Who does that? Who organises holidays?
We've got the longest off season in the world, and you had to do it during the season, didn't you?
Seriously, who does that? Who organises a holiday freaking mid season? What a dick! Such a deal.
That's interesting.
What?
I'm just going through the Jets website of the W League players.
Okay.
They're all younger than me.
That's not hard.
Shut up, you're older than me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not bitching about it.
Yeah, not one player is older than me.
There you go. Everyone out there, we're 30, so everyone they're all under the age of 30. Happy days. Good on them. Anyway, mate, muchly appreciated.
Always a pleasure.
I'll speak to you I'll speak to you tomorrow, but we'll be back next week to obviously talk about the game at hand, Western Sydney Wanderers, and obviously talk about the game the following week, which I believe is against Adelaide in Adelaide. So it'll be interesting hit out. Yeah, interesting hit out that one. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. As I said, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe, jump on, and leave comments, any feedback or anything like that below, or get in touch with us either on Discord or Facebook Messenger, whatever, if you guys want to be a part of the show or have any ideas. No worries, guys. Anyway, we'll speak to you soon. And as always, we hate
Coast
Scum. See you guys.